So hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today I have a very special guest.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, so my name's SASHA Antonia. I have a YouTube channel called SASHA Antonia, and I basically do travel vlogs and a whole beauty videos and lifestyle content on YouTube. So you can check me out. And I also moved to Jamaica in January, the same time as Akira. So yeah.
I'm gonna leave all our information in the description box, so make sure you like, comment and subscribe to her channel. So in today's video guys, we are going to be talking about moving to Jamaica and just the difference between living in London and living in Jamaica, what we liked about London, what we miss about London, and just how we found settling in. Especially we came, and I don't know about you, but I didn't personally get to really enjoy Jamaica because a couple months after moving here, literally 2 months, it was corona, pandemic, lockdown, and Jamaica took this ish real serious. So
yes, very serious.
So where do we start? So let's just talk about life in London, like what you enjoyed about it, and then what led you to kind of decide to, what made you end up here in Jamaica?
Okay, so me, I like in London, I like the social scene. Like if you want to go to a party, especially I would say the black parties, you have Recess, there's a few other ones, but the social aspect is really good. What else did I like about London? There was just a lot of cultures fused into one.
Yes.
Especially you'd have in North London, you have a lot of Somalis, Jamaicans, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Turkish and Chinese. You have a small Colombian community there as well, but it was very Eastern Europe, West and East Africa, and in the Caribbean.
Very multicultural.
Very multicultural. And I grew up there for 23 years of my life. So I think the reason why I wanted to move was just to have a change of scenery. I've known London for so long, and after a while you just get bored of it. Because I had a few friends, they'd go abroad, they'd go to study abroad, in Germany and stuff like that, and they always seemed to have fun, or whatever they were doing, they're just exploring the world. And being in London, a lot of people, not that they don't get out, but it's because it's so multicultural. A lot of people stay in London from when they're born all the way maybe up to university. They might go to Leicester, they might go Manchester, they might go Birmingham, and then end up back in London. So their whole life is just the UK.
Yeah, do you know, actually I never thought about that. It's because in London is such a melting pot, you get a taste of every bit of culture, so you feel where do I really need to go? Because I've got that's so true.
So throughout university, the first year I actually went to Westminster University, and I stayed in London. I stayed at home, and although I was enjoying my course because I was doing real estate, but I was looking at my friends and stuff like that. They were enjoying their best life. They were doing their best life in Leicester, best life in
that university experience.
Yeah, they were going here, there, anywhere. Because I was at home, I felt that experience. I didn't really get that experience, so that's why when I feel like that, I always feel okay, let's just change the scenery. So even second year of university, throughout the summer of my first year, so you have summer break, I was researching another university to transfer to, and I decided to go to Manchester and have another experience there. And I liked it, but I wouldn't necessarily live there. And then so that's why when I'm not happy in a certain place, I decide I need a change of scenery, and which is why I was okay, well, my parents have brought me to Jamaica multiple times. Throughout my childhood, I'd be going to Jamaica regularly, and then I also know Jamaica in my adulthood, so I don't want to go to America. I'm not really, I like Canada, but I'm not too fond of like the cold and stuff like that. Let's try Jamaica, because a lot of the times, I don't know if you know, well, you would know, but like in London or in the UK, a lot of our grandparents will stay in the UK until they're like 60, they're ready to retire, and then they decide, okay, let me pack up my stuff and go back home. But they don't really know home like that, because they've been in the UK for 50 odd years, and Jamaica has changed, and then they don't get to enjoy Jamaica how we would, because they just either sitting at home not really doing anything. They're eating good and stuff like that, they might be living better off in terms of like the climate and stuff like that, but they're not, your granny's not really going to go to the river or go, you know, like do excursions like that. And that's what I wanted to experience. I didn't want to be stuck in London taking public transport to get into work, traveling for an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes, like, and paying nearly £50 a day, but let's not even get into that, to get into work. So that's like one of the reasons why I decided, like, okay, Jamaica is going to be the place. And so I just started doing research from there.
You see, something about me, guys, I didn't do no research. Like, I didn't. No, I didn't.
See, just packed up and went.
What do you mean when you say research? Like
okay, so when I decided that I wanted to go to Manchester, I looked at the property market, because I studied property, so I always look at the property markets in that area. At the time, Manchester had low prices for housing, apartments and stuff like that. You could get like a 2-bed for like 80,000 at the time. Right now it's way above that, but let's not even get into that.
Wow.
So I researched like the social aspects, the property market, what is the cost of living, different expenses that you're gonna have, and then you can also look into like different blog posts. So some people might just talk about the experiences. I don't know about you, but I would watch Anisha Adams on YouTube. And her experiences, and I was like, wow, like if she can do it, then maybe I can do it. But okay, so like my family, they grew up in like Clarendon. I wasn't really into that whole Clarendon thing. Me, I like the city life.
Oh, you don't like the country?
I like country for the weekend.
But you need a balance.
Yeah, I need a balance. I like the fast life. I like being able to jump up and the supermarket is open at 11 o'clock. Like Mega Mart in Kingston is open at 11.
Yeah.
Well, before Corona, it's open 24 hours. Yeah. But now Corona is in place, they close at like 9 or something. But I like the convenience. That's why I sometimes I miss London for the convenience, because if I want to go out, say it's Wednesday, my friends are like, listen, Sasha, let's go get cute, let's go out, let's go out on Friday. I can order an outfit. Let me tell you, Pretty Little Thing,
that is my always pull through. My gosh,
they will pull through. They will pull up to your house like, they will be at your door knocking.
You know what? My mum was actually tired of getting Pretty Little Thing parcels come to the door, because I'm at work, or she might be home, my brother sister might be home, and at this point, the mailman, the postman actually knows my mum. She's just actually sick of them pink packages with them unicorns, because
listen, because next day delivery is a thing. Like in Jamaica, people don't really experience the quickness that you can get certain things. If you want something online, you can get it the next day.
And it's no joke, it's coming the next day.
And if you don't come the next day, then you can cut them out.
Your money back.
Yeah, you're getting your money back. You can get your money back. So that's one of the aspects that I miss. So in terms of research, I researched a lot of things. I decided, okay, I might want to go back to school and do my masters. I might want to do this and that. So I literally researched. I would actually say, I've never actually said this, but when I finished university in 2018, I was at work and I was bored. I was working for a student accommodation place, and I was just bored. And I started Googling, like, how much is it to go to university in Jamaica? Like, it can't be that much. So I started doing like my little research, how much it costs, what courses I can do, and for some reason, after all that research for a couple of days, because me, I will get obsessed with something. Like, I want to know the ins and outs. I want to find out that information now. It's like all about finding it out now for me. I don't like waiting. Whereas like in Jamaica, if you want to know something, like a simple piece of information, it's not readily available. You might have to go into like a government building. You have to go into the office to get that information. It might not be online. So I would go back and forth with different people, find out about this, find out about that, and literally just trying to weigh up my pros and cons. But at that time, I don't think I was ready to do it, so I kind of shut it down. So then like last year in April, I was like, you know what? I've just finished college, because after that I went back to college to do a hair. I did a hair course, a level 2 hair course in cutting and styling, because I also make wigs. And
yes, she does, and she's very good at it.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, if I'm gonna go to Jamaica, maybe I can do. Let me try and get all my qualifications in order first, because in Tottenham, I don't know if you know, you can get qualifications for free, like at college. Between level 1 and between foundation and level 2.
Well, that's Cornell place.
But
it's not called that anymore.
So you can go back to college and get certain qualifications. So even after my degree, I was like, let me go back. So after that, April, I was like, let me see what I want. So I booked my flight in June, and then it just went from there. Like, booked my flight, came here for about 4 weeks, sorted out my passport, sorted out like where I wanted to live, explored the island, and also what else did I do? I had a look at the courses. I visited the universities, all of that. Like, you have to do your research. You can't just come here blindly and say, I want to go into I want to do law. Like, you've got a degree already, but I want to do law in Jamaica. How are you going to do law in Jamaica? Do you know if your degree is going to cover you to work in Jamaica? Like, cause
as well as outside of Jamaica, because a lot of qualifications are not in Jamaica, are not recognized outside. Like, for example, if you go study law in Jamaica, when you go to the UK, you're going to have to study again because they don't recognize that qualification.
Right, exactly. So I think research is very, very important. I had like a list of things. So anytime I found something, I'd take the URL link and put it in my notes. So that's how I was kind of building my case to let my mum know, like.
Okay, so let me tell you guys something. I am the total opposite. So this is yin and yang here, because I just knew that I was just so fed up, so tired of the repetitiveness of London. I like the organizedness of it, like Sasha was saying. That's not even a word, but I like the organization of it. I like how structured it is in terms of how easy it is to get things, and even though travel is expensive, the system is
in place for you to be able to get from A to B.
Yeah, it's just so easy. Things are easy, but what I couldn't take is the cycle of getting up, going to work every day, not seeing the money that you're working for. The weather's dull.
The tax. Let me tell you, that tax will come out. That tax will come out like a thief in the night, and it will never return again. You will never see that tax.
I'm waiting for April for a tax rebate. I'm waiting for that letter to come through, and there's nothing.
Like, the tax over here is very, and especially if you've got a student loan, because in England, a lot of people, we take out student loans. It's kind of, I won't say free money, but you guys know what I mean. It's not like in America where once you finish, you have
straight away you're paying.
It will come out, you'll pay 500 US like that. No, in England it's like £9 depending on how much you're earning. If you're earning under a certain amount, you don't have to pay it back, and after 30 years they cancel the loan anyway. So not many people are interested in
paying it back. To be honest,
I wouldn't advise that, because they will come after you, but that's how it is. So like, getting schooling and education, I think a lot of us took it for granted.
Yeah.
Because you kind of do get, at the time we got like, you can get like grants, you can get student, like, basically to maintain you.
I wish I was a bit more wiser and done things like save some of the money that I had, because I didn't understand. I didn't have the financial education at all as a student.
You just were like spending here and there. I've got money, let me go and order all these things.
I was just spending it on shoes and things that were unnecessary.
Can pretty little thing pay bills? I mean, for some people it can.
You know what? If you're an influencer or something, but life, no one thinks about life after university. I was just living in the moment. I didn't really think about like. And the thing is, I went to drama schools, Mount View's Academy of Theatre Arts, and it was in North London. So I stayed at home, so I could have been saving a lot of money because I didn't have to pay rent and stuff. But where is that all now? So what I was saying is, Sasha is much more organized, and I think if you are going to move to Jamaica, it's a big step, it's a big change, because you are losing some of the luxuries of having things like Uber Eats, having Ubers in general.
Uber, oh my god.
That is a luxury that you're
let's just get an Uber.
That's not,
You're catching taxi in the middle
that
of the night?
doesn't exist. It's not, number one, it's not safe to get no taxi in the middle of the night in Jamaica as a female out here. You really do have to, like Sasha said, do your research. It's very important. But for me, I'm very much a risk taker. I'm just the kind of, I'll figure it out when I get there kind of person. I'm the kind of person, like, I've been Egypt on my own when people was telling me in the height of, like, it was when it wasn't safe, just got up and went. Yeah, but I'm just like a follow my spirit kind of person. And
but I like that though, because then it's like you can never say like, oh, you fully regretted this, because you actually went out and done it. Like your heart told you, like, yeah, you should go and do this, and you followed like what you wanted to do. So you can never say, no, I regret doing that, because
and then
that's nice.
If it didn't work out for me, my mentality was like, okay, I have a British passport, I can always go back to England. But I know that in my heart, I just don't feel comfortable in England, and anxiety for me was a big problem.
Oh, me too. I have anxiety.
I heard you mention that. That's why I wanted to talk about it as well.
Panic attacks. Let me tell you.
And is yours one brought on by crowds, or what is it?
No. It's just like, I think it's mainly to do, like, it depends on my mood. Because in university, like, I was like going through a few things because like my dad was in and out of hospital and stuff like that. And sometimes like it would just get too much, so I can get overwhelmed really quickly, especially when things might not necessarily be going as I want them to be planned. Because I plan out my life. Like, let me tell you, I plan out my life from today until next week. I'm very like organized in that kind of sense. So when things don't go as planned, like especially like during COVID, I was kind of like, why me?
Yeah.
Like, why me? Like, I've taken my backside all the way from London, where I had a job and stuff like that, and now we're in the middle of Corona. Nobody's really hiring like that, and also it's just very uncertain. So I didn't know if I'd be able to do my real estate course. So imagine I applied for the real estate course in April. And March, I was like preparing myself, because I will go out and get my notepads, my books. I'm ready for that course, right? And then a week before it's supposed to start, we're cancelling for Corona, like because of Corona. Like, I nearly, not that I had a meltdown, but it was just kind of like
a shock to your system.
A shock, because I'm like, so what am I supposed to do? Because this is what I've come out to Jamaica for, essentially. I want to become a realtor. I want to do a multitude of things, because I feel like in England, right, if you've studied to do, let's say you've studied to do law and you decide that you want to go into doing law, and let's say you're doing entertainment law, it's not the norm for you to be able to do like other things, if that makes sense. So like let me explain it this way. In the property industry in the UK, if you're a property manager, you're a property manager. If you do sales and rentals, you do sales and rentals. Some companies even split it down to just sales and just rentals. So that's if you're doing rentals, you do rentals. If you're doing sales, you're doing sales. You can't really do like valuation on top of being a mortgage broker, on top of being a financial advisor. Whereas in Jamaica, it's kind of similar to the US, where your realtor is licensed to do valuation. They also licensed to be a mortgage broker. They also do like little things like that. They have so like with being an estate agent, or that's what we call it in the UK, or realtor. In Jamaica, you can do a multitude of things at one time, and that's what I wanted to explore. I didn't want to just go to the office and do property management my whole life.
Yeah, but you get bored like that.
Yeah, and although I enjoyed doing property management, I wanted to be able to use my valuation, like my degree aspects of it. So if I wanted to do valuation one day, I can take a client and do let's go to the house. Let's value. Let's go and do let me do mortgage broking. Like that's the kind of thing that you can do in Jamaica. I just wanted to be able to do a variety of different things.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because that's how you can like. You know, like have you ever heard of that 7 streams of income?
Yeah,
thing?
that's what makes you a millionaire. Yeah,
exactly. And I just didn't like the fact that in England it's just very.
But that's with most things in England, though.
Yeah,
you have to just stay in one specific lane.
And unless you're like switching out jobs,
yeah.
So like if you can move into different industries, like if you finish that one job,
it's harder to branch from one industry into the next.
Yeah,
because whatever you're experienced in is what. You often get a job in,
and you have to kind of either go back to school to get. I think that's like over here. If you're an accountant but now you want to go do law, you have to kind of go back to school to do law. But I think like over here, you can basically just do a multitude of things at one time. So if you want to do car leasing, you can do car leasing. If you want to do this, you can do this. If you want to do YouTube, you can do YouTube.
And I think that's the thing about life. As people, we're not supposed to be stuck doing one thing, and it's okay to change, and it's okay to have different ideas, and it's okay to like more than one thing. Growing up, I've done so much things from dance to performance to end up doing the behind the scenes lighting technician, to sound engineering, to makeup, to fashion. And do you know what? And that's why I want to start a business, but I don't know where to start because I can do so many things. And I don't feel like we should be boxed in. I don't feel like we should be stuck in one little
box and that's just it. Because I found, within our generation, a lot of people our age, they have a corporate job. But not only do they have a corporate job, they have a side hustle. So they have this business, they might be doing collabs with this person, they might do music on the side. I think our generation we're very open into exploring different avenues, and sometimes it's okay if that avenue doesn't work out for you. Yeah. So if you've decided that you wanted to go into do like hair or something, and then after you realize, you know what, maybe it's time just to pack it up and do something else. That's okay.
It's okay. And honestly, I feel like you get a lot of stick when, say for example, you've had your degree, because I've got this a lot, even from like my father, who was like, well, you studied the technical side of theatre stuff. Why don't you do something with that? And it's just like, that was years ago. My interests have kind of changed from that. Doesn't mean that that was right for me at that time and who I was then. But as I evolve and as a person and as I grow, I have new interests and new things that I'm interested in, and I don't feel like because you have a degree in something that you have to stick with that for the rest of your life. It's not normal. Like, we are changing, we are evolving every day. New experience means that we're gonna change as people and that we're gonna like different things, you know. So it's natural that our interests change. So when somebody gives you some flack for not doing the thing that you got a degree in, just remember it's your life. Like,
you have to live your life for you. Don't worry about what this person has to say or what that person has to say. At the end of the day, as long as you are happy with your decision, you're not hurting nobody. You're not hurting anybody, because my other example was going to be you're not hurting anybody. Just do what's best for you. I think we get a lot of messages a lot of the time, and people are like experiencing the same things that we went through, but the advice that I would give you guys is not to just, well, for me personally, I wouldn't advise you to just jump in.
I wouldn't either. It's not for the faint-hearted. No, it's not.
Jamaica is very different. Let me tell you, visiting Jamaica as a tourist, you're gonna fall in love. Jamaica's one of those countries, it's like a Jamaican man. They will make you fall in love. They will make you fall in love down to the culture, the food,
the vibe,
the music,
the energy, vibes, the parties, everything is just so different.
Right. But living here, once you're settled and once you're living here, it's completely different. And I think a lot of people need to understand this. It's not I don't want to sell you guys a fairy tale
or a dream,
because yes, you can live a beautiful life,
but that requires a lot of money
and hard work. Jamaica is not. It's Okay, let me put it like this. In London, when I was working, I was doing a lot of contract jobs. So I could be working here 1 month, and then next month I'm somewhere else. That's just because of where the money's at, and the company that I was working for at the time, like technically they're like a recruitment agency. They will like call me and say, oh Sasha, we've got your contract's run up here, we've got something lined up for you next week, do you wanna hop on? And I can be like, yay or nay, what's the salary? Over here it's different. I don't want to lie to you guys. You guys, not to say that it's not gonna happen for you, but over here you have to know people in the industry that you want to be working in. So if you're working in law, you need to be making links.
Yeah.
If you decide we're in August, if you decide in January you wanna move and you wanna work in law, you need to go on LinkedIn. You need to go and network your ass off. You
Connections
need to connect with people
everything.
that work in that industry, because you will not, I'm telling you now, you won't find opportunities like that in Jamaica. You need links. You need to know somebody.
And it's
to get
unfortunate, to be honest. It's actually sad. It doesn't matter what kind of qualifications you have at sometimes. It just is really about who you know. Yeah.
And my mum told me this, and I think I was a bit more naive, because even though I was told, like, Sasha, this is how it is, because my mum's lived in Jamaica, and like her sister's lived in Jamaica her whole life. I've been told, but it was just like, you know what, I have this under my belt, I have that under my belt. By the time I get there, it's gonna work out.
That's the way England is.
And you can't apply the same thing in the UK to Jamaica. Jamaica's a completely different place. I need people to realise from now. Don't think that Jamaica's one big fantasy and you're just going to be out here living
on the
beach
beach every day.
No.
Because I know that you guys see us vlogging and you see our videos and us talking about our experiences. Well, I'm very honest and open on my channel in that it's not a bed of roses. I share my pros and cons and things with you guys. But you see the scenery and you fall in love with it and you think that I want this luxury life. But even things like the water system can be an issue in certain places. Light can just cut off like
that. You'll be in the middle of editing a video and then boop. Like sometimes I have my real estate course, because of Corona it's been changed to Zoom, so we do all of our classes via Zoom. There was one night the electric went off, the battery on my laptop was gonna die, and I was like, oh wow, like this is Jamaica. This would have never really happened in the UK like that. Like we probably experienced a blackout like maybe once or twice.
Well, it's very rare.
Very rare, but in Jamaica things can just cut out like that and you're in the middle of something important. So you guys need to like understand like what we're telling you. We're not saying it to be Debbie Downers. We're just trying to explain to you like this isn't something. Jamaica's not somewhere something to play with. It's not. It's
just know what you're getting into. To be honest.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to say.
Just know what you're. That's very important. And we're not saying that you shouldn't still come. And just come, test the waters. See, if you have a British passport, the longest you can stay for is 3 months.
I thought it was
no, it's 3 months on a British passport. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So come for 3 months, sort out your paperwork, and then you can extend it to 6 months if you like it. Or at the end of that, you know, you can go home, reevaluate, go back to the drawing board. Last year, I came here for like 4 months, and it didn't work out for me. Like, it just didn't work out. So I had to put my tail between my legs, even though I had quit my job and everything, and go back and work. And sometimes, guys, I want you to understand that it's okay to start again from fresh. It's okay to start from the beginning and build back up. So just because something doesn't work the first time, it doesn't mean that it's over for you and it will never work again. If it's what you really want, that's why you have to make sure that Jamaica is something that you really want. Because if you really actually feel like you want to be here, you're going to make it work by any means necessary.
Yeah, honestly, I think especially like people need to reevaluate your finances. Don't think you can come out here with £500 in your pocket and think that it's gonna last.
Well, yeah.
It's Jamaica, although things can be cheaper, let me tell you this from now.
Cheaper where? It's not cheaper.
Okay, in other aspects like box food's cheap.
Yeah, and taxis
is
and
cheap.
Bus fare.
There's certain aspects of Jamaica that is cheap, but food, shelter, bills, I'm telling you, sometimes light bill is like
30 grand. Like, I have family members that pay somewhere in the 30s for their
like this.
Wait, let me just say before I forget. JPS, which is a light company, say somebody is stealing light, because that's what people do out here. They steal other people's light. JPS, the electric company, will charge you. I think I mentioned on my channel before.
They will charge
you in the community for the light that people are stealing, even though it has nothing to do with you.
But,
so you'll pay more.
But do you know, I think the main issue is, because I saw this on Twitter and a lot of people were saying, well, why can't they just cut off their light bill? Why can't they put measures in place? The problem is that people cannot afford electric in the first place, and that is why they're stealing.
Yeah, they're not doing it because they just want to be thieves. Yeah.
Trying making things like basic essentials, basically light, water, and accommodation cheaper. People will not be stealing those kind of things. You find that a lot of the time they will pay. The only reason why they're stealing is because they can't afford. So I think affordability needs to be evaluated, because people's light bill should not be 30,000. That's more than the UK. That's my mum's light bill in like what, 3 or 4 months. That's mad. But you have to pay that, because if you don't pay it, then
your light's getting cut off. They're disconnecting the light.
Yeah. Jamaica's very like, you know, that kind of thing, like tough.
Yeah.
Kind of place, like if you don't have it, tough.
There's no mercy in some aspects.
No, yeah.
Like, just figure it out.
And especially, like, I want to say, in like, when it comes to like government, if you're going, when I say government, I mean like if you're trying to sort out like your passport, if you're trying to sort out your citizenship, if you're trying to do certain things, if you're going tax office, there's a long queue all the time. You're going passport. Do you know, I did a video on this, but it took me 4 times to get my citizenship. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because of the issues that I was having. There's a lot of issues within Jamaica that people don't realise that can hinder your experience. And I don't want you to think, oh, this is happening to me, I can't, like I just can't deal with this anymore. Yeah. You can find other ways around it. So me, I knew I was getting my citizenship.
Yeah, 100%.
I was here for 4 weeks, yeah. Actually, I had to extend for an extra week. But I knew in my spirit I was getting
yeah, 100%.
So you can't give up. You can't just say, oh, this ain't working out, that ain't working out, I'm just gonna do it. No.
Do you know, they sent me back for some little things. Like, I think they didn't put my JP, which is the Justice of Peace out here, someone that signs your photo and your form, didn't put the right date or have a proper stamp or something, and they literally sent me home for that.
Really?
I had been, like you, I'd been back so many times.
Okay, in Jamaica there's a lot of formalities that they abide to, but in other aspects they don't abide to. So when it comes to paperwork, if you don't have the correct paperwork, they will send you home.
It has to be exact.
In England you can kind of get away with it. So like if you can like make up an excuse, and sometimes they'll give you some leeway. Yeah, they'll give you a blight. Over here, if you don't have the stamp, too bad.
That's it.
Go home
and
get it. They'll tell you, look, we close at 3 o'clock, and they'll look at you like this, waiting for you to leave, because people aren't getting paid enough out here. So their attitude towards customer service,
it's not there. They don't have any.
None. So that's another thing. Like, customer service in the UK is different to customer service.
It's on point, because you will lose your job if you don't treat a customer a certain way.
Yeah, because me, I'm a complainer. If my food ain't a certain temperature, I'm sending it back to the kitchen. It's either you remake it or take it off my bill, because I'm paying for it. But over here, if it's not hot,
they don't care. They're like, okay, what's your point?
Okay.
What's your beef?
If there's something in your food, okay. And like, there's been a few times where, what was it? I think I must have bought like festival, but the festival inside was like a bit gummy, and she was kind of looking at me like, so, and the guy was like, just take it back and give her another one. But if he wasn't there, he wouldn't have said. She would have just looked at me like.
They don't understand. They don't take well to that complaining stuff. They're not into it.
They're not into it. And a lot of the times as well, if you're going into like an establishment, you need to know the question that you're gonna ask or who you need to go and see. Because if you don't know them, say you're going into an establishment and you wanna box food, right? let's do it like that. You want a box food? You want chicken and rice and peas, but you don't know what they have. You better look on the menu from outside.
Yeah, don't be standing there trying to decide.
There. No, because they will look at you like
hello, come out the line and let someone know.
They will tell you, you know, they will open their mouth and tell you, listen, if you don't know what you want, go to the back of the line and then decide when you want to come in with your actual order. That's how it is. And for some people it can be overwhelming because that's just how the attitude is out here. Like people they just don't want business. They're here to get paid and that's it. They're going home. So if you're not following the rules that they have either made up in their head or like how they want to run their business, that's on you.
But there's also a lot of pros to living in Jamaica. There's the sea, there's the sun, there is the food. It's just a better quality of lifestyle. So you have to give and take. You have to weigh up your options. Can you put up with X, Y, and Z? If the answer is yes, then Jamaica's for you. If the answer is no, then you're gonna have to try somewhere else. And that's just the honest thing. And why we say this is because we, like Sasha said, we get a lot of people asking questions about moving here, and it's a big choice. It's a big life decision, and you have to be. It's not for the faint-hearted.
You have to be ready, and that's why most people that message me and they ask me like certain questions, they want to move next week, and I'm like, girl, don't move next week. Wait, or maybe if you're gonna come next week for a couple of weeks or a month. Don't come here expecting to stay for a whole year. Like it's just how it is, and that's what I would advise. Just do your research, make sure that you know what is, basically just know what you're getting yourself into.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do what Sasha does. Be organized.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Sasha.
You're welcome.
It's great to have you. If you'd like to see more videos from us, let us know in the description box below. Because I'm sure we have lots of topics to talk about, but you know.
Yeah, I think we should do some like trips, like around the island, because me, I love going to the river, the beach, and showing my subscribers like what Jamaica looks like and like my experiences and stuff like that. So I think we should definitely do like a road trip. St. Thomas, maybe?
Yes, my home parish.
Yeah, because there's so many like rivers. I feel like St. Thomas is like a forgotten.
It's very forgotten, yeah.
And there's so many like little gems that are there that people don't necessarily
know about.
So I think we should maybe do like a collab. But like, comment down below. Let us know. Okay, let us know what you guys want.
So guys, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to both of our channels. Like I said, I will be leaving a link in the description box for Sasha's channel. And thank you for watching.